Can I film this entire thing on the Insta360 X3? Let's find out. What's up everyone, China Cycling here. That intro you just saw was shot entirely on the brand new Insta360 X3. If you're new to Insta360 or 360 cameras in general, they're cameras that have two lenses on them to capture the entire environment around you. So you can shoot first and frame later. You don't have to worry about what's in the shot or what's in the shot when you're doing your sport. You just get on with it and then deal with the framing later. Another cool feature of 360 cameras is that they make the selfie stick invisible. It means you can get cool shots of yourself because it looks like someone else is holding the camera and filming you because you can't see the selfie stick in the shot. Now this is especially cool because now Insta360 have a 3-meter long carbon fiber selfie stick and you can get some amazing footage that looks like drone footage. Now this is the old X2 and this is the new X3, and you might be mistaken for thinking they're the same until you turn them around and boom. So now on the X3 we have this brand new 2.29 inch touchscreen with tempered glass. Now before we do go any further, I do want to be fully honest with you guys. Full disclosure, this video is sponsored by Insta360. They sent me out a review unit a few weeks ago to get some beta footage with to make this review. You also know, however, that I was a paying Insta360 customer before they ever sent me anything. So this is definitely not just an ad, and this is definitely a product and a brand that I believe in and I've put my money behind before. And with this video, I'm free to say what I want, so you'll have it all here. Now back to the screens I was talking about. So often when I'm shooting with cameras and 360 cameras as well, I like to use manual exposure to get the shots. Now back on the old one, using this small little screen, it was hard to see the exposure of the shot and even harder to kind of adjust it with a little touchscreen. Now we have this nice big 2.29 inch screen, and obviously a lot easier to see the exposure of your shot and also a lot easier to use the touch screen. Another addition on the front is now you have two buttons instead of just one. So on the left you have your record button like you used to have, but now on the right you have this switch modes button. Now this you can use to quickly switch between different modes for different sports, and it will change the camera settings accordingly, but you can also have your own customized modes. So for me, for example, I have one mode for 360 riding. When I'm just out riding in general, it will record everything in 24 FPS the way I like it. But then I have another mode on there for like if I'm just doing a race or getting a KOM attempt or anything, which just goes to single lens mode and changes the frame rate and changes the resolution and everything for me. Now speaking of single lens mode, that's one of the biggest improvements this time round. So thanks to the brand new 1/2 inch sensors in here, you can now capture 4K footage when you're in single lens mode. Now on the old one, you could only capture 1440p, which is just a little bit above 1080p. So okay, but not very like 2020. But now in single lens mode, we have full 4K video and it looks crisp. Now, because we have these new 1/2 inch sensors, what do they bring to the table? Well, the overall resolution of the 360 image unfortunately hasn't changed. It's still 5.7K, the same as the old one. The actual sensors themselves are a lot higher resolution though. So if you're shooting a time lapse, you can go all the way up to 8K. And if you're taking a 360 photo, that can be taken in 72 megapixels. Now, a 72 megapixel photo really lets you reframe the photo and zoom into the particular area of the shot that you want, without the picture quality kind of falling apart like it used to do on the old X2. So to summarize the image quality, in 360 mode, there's a slight improvement to sharpness, but resolution remains the same. In single lens mode, we've gone up to 4K now. And for photos, we now have 72 megapixels. For bullet time shots, we now have 4K 120 FPS, which is great for getting those slow motion action shots, and the 4K keeps them looking crisp enough. So image quality is a step up, but what new features do we have? Now, one cool mode we have now is called Me Mode. And this is a mode for use with selfie sticks. and basically crops the video to always face you and records just the section of the image that you're in. Now, you could do this before on the old one, but it was using the 360 mode and you'd have to record everything and then use the phone app or the PC app to reframe it to just be you and then export to your phone, yada, yada, yada. Now, with a me mode, you can skip the reframing thing. It'll just save the video of just you onto the camera, and then, so when all you have to do is connect to your phone and transfer over to your phone, and your shots will be ready and on social media a lot quicker than before. And it will be quicker than before another way, because now Wi-Fi speeds are now 50% faster than before. So obviously you're taking all this high resolution footage, it's important to get it onto your phone quickly, so it's great to see Wi-Fi speeds improve by 50%. So yeah, just very cool. Me mode, shoot your footage, straight onto your phone, straight onto social media, do your reels, do your shorts, get all that stuff out a lot quicker. Another cool mode, if you want to use the unit as like a dash cam for commute on the front of your bike, is pre-recording. So if you're commuting and you want it as a dash cam, but you don't want to always be recording and always filling your SD card up with hours and hours of footage, with pre-record mode, when you hit record, it starts recording for 30 seconds before and will stop whenever you press stop. So if someone cuts you up or something, or you're in an accident, you press record and the actual footage of them cutting you up or of the accident will be recorded, so you can hand it on to the authorities or whatever you want to do with it. Pretty cool feature, I think, and yeah, just extra usability. Now, these days, I find myself doing more and more new sports. I've been doing some e-skating and I've also been doing some supping, and the X3 works great for these too. Now, because the stabilization is so good, the e-skating footage like always looks silky smooth. And because the unit is waterproof up to 10 meters without a case, without anything like this out of the box, it means that I don't have to worry about it getting wet when I'm supping. Like, I put this in the water like with a 3-meter selfie stick 3 meters down, and it was fine. So a little bit of rain on your ride is definitely nothing to worry about. Now, I mentioned back when I reviewed the X2 that Insta360 claimed this was a one-man camera crew that fits into your pocket. I'm not sure if that's still the slogan for the X3, but it's more true than ever. I just throw the X3 in my bag or in my pocket, and I know it's going to be able to get a wide range of different shots of no matter what sport I'm doing and no matter what the conditions. There are so many cool ways to mount the X3. So I have this like GoPro style mount on here right now, so I can just attach it on any traditional mount. But you also have, you know, selfie sticks, and you also have the third person mount that I reviewed a few months back. The third person mount, the camera goes in front of you on the bike, and it's great for getting footage of yourself riding along, the environment around you, but it's also great footage of your friends riding alongside you and all that stuff. Now, despite this being a sponsored video, I am free to say what I want, so I will say what I think are the downsides of the X3. Now, the first is the resolution of the 360 footage. Now, I think the 5.7K we have is good. I mean, you know, you guys are looking in this video at what it is. You guys can be the judge. But it would have been nice to see the resolution cranked up a little bit to 8K or something. Like, they have the sensors to capture the high resolution, but there must be a bottleneck in there somewhere of like SD card write screens or codec bit rates or something. So 5.7K is good, like you guys are watching it, but 8K or so would have been great to really zoom in and reframe shots and keep them looking crisp. And now the second disadvantage is a disadvantage that I think exists for all 360 cameras, and that's the vulnerability of the lenses. Now, because they have to stick out from the camera, they can be prone to getting knocks and scratches. I actually got a nasty scratch on my unit. The camera was on the third person mount on the front of my bike, and my bike was leaning against the fence. A strongman came and knocked my bike down, and the camera was the first thing that hit the floor. Lens first. Now the lens got scratched, and you can see the scratches in the footage. I'll throw up some footage here now so you can see. Now, there is a solution to this, or I should say a prevention to this. Like Insta360, they sell lens guards. I definitely recommend getting some. They bring down the image quality a little bit, like you get a little bit more glare on the lens in the sun, but it's definitely better than having scratch marks on your lens. So, not really a deal breaker, but something to be aware of. Yeah, wrap it before you tap it, always wear protection, etc., etc. So, all in all, I think the X3 is already a solid upgrade over the X2. If you already have the X2, like, I don't think you need to throw your X2 in the trash and rush out and get an X3. It's not a night and day huge revolutionary difference. But If you've been thinking about getting an action camera for a while, I think the X3 is definitely a big enough step up to justify finally taking the plunge. Because it's not a super revolutionary upgrade, I think the pricing is right too. It retails for just $20 more than the X2, so I think personally there's $20 more value here than there was here, just from the extra half-inch sensors, the bigger screen, etc., etc. So that means the X2 now comes in at $449 US. I think it's 459 Great British pounds, 799 Aussie dollars, or 540 euros. Now, I'm not here to twist your arm. You guys know me. I'm not a pushy salesman. But if you are going to pick one up, I'd love it if you use the link in the description down below. It's at no extra cost to you, but I get a little bit of commission from the sale to help out the channel and help keep bringing you this content. As for what you should get, I say go for the X3 and get the third-person mount, and definitely get some lens guards. Don't do what I did. If you find yourself doing other sports too, I definitely say get a selfie stick. Like I say, I use it when I'm e-skating or supping, and it's great just to get a whole wide range of shots. And yeah, that's that. Thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring this video and sending me out these review units. If you guys have any questions about the unit or how to get any of the shots that I got in this video, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always here to help out. And yeah, China cycling out.